Hello. So, in talking about the smear campaign and how they set it up, you might wonder how is it that they get away with it? How do people believe them? There are a lot of things that they do from the minute they meet you that set it all up for people to believe them. And I'm going to run down that list in a second. The reason that they do that, remember from my last video, they can't take blame for anything. So say you're in a breakup now and they're smearing you all over town or to family and friends or anyone that will listen. They have to come up with reasons that the breakup happened or that the fighting is happening or whatever. They can't take blame or be responsible for any of it. They can't even take the chance that that notion exists on the planet with anyone. Some of the ways that they do this are really insidious. And the first one is one of my favorites, and I can't stand this. I have a family member that does this. They tell little jokes at your expense to people, like to your family and friends. So they'll say like a little joke. It comes off as a little joke. It's like, it sounds unthreatening. Well, yeah, you know how she can be. You know her temper. You know how she can get nervous. Oh yeah, don't do that if Renee's around. Or whatever the joke is. And then the person laughs. And then, boom. They have something in common. They've laughed at something at your expense. And that's banked for later. They will draw on that later. That might happen in the beginning of a relationship upon them meeting someone in your life. They do it to bond. It's like a bonding thing, right? That's how they sell it. They're going to bond with that person when really they're setting them up for later believing them when they smear you because of a breakup. Okay? That's number one, telling little jokes. I can't stand that behavior, and it should scream as a red flag to you. Number two, they'll argue with you on the way to somewhere, usually somewhere important, to stir you up, and then you get to the place, they're fine, cheerful, life of the party, and you're ruined. And it's all over your face. You're with your own family and friends. They know you. They know you're off. They know something's wrong. So now they look fabulous and all in line with fabulousness. And you look a mess or feel, or you're acting like a little bit like a mess. What's wrong? What's wrong? Okay? That's another thing that they can do. Number three, they will quietly drive you to the point of insanity, maybe in front of people, by quietly, like, okay, so you're around people and they might be quietly either insulting you, triangulating you with another girl or boy, whatever your gender or pronoun is, in the room. They'll quietly do it to the point that you go nuts because you can't hold it in anymore. You go nuts in front of people. Now people say to you, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Or they'll say to the narcissist, oh, I'm so sorry. I know she can be like that, huh? Boom. He's garnering people to his side. He's giving out information for them to collect, which makes you look like someone that they may believe what the narcissist tells them later. They don't know what the narcissist just whispered in your ear. And God help you. God bless you. I mean, if you are the type of person to stay strong through that and talk about it later with them. I knew a girl that used to do that. I was like, how could you not say anything? She goes, oh, no. I didn't say. This was like 10 years ago, this friend I had. She said, no, I didn't say anything. But they got to the hotel room. She took her champagne glass and threw it right against the wall. I said, how do you? She goes, never in front of people. I was like, good night. She had that kind of strength. I don't. I'm going to say it right then. I have absolutely not any ability to wait till later. So that's something they can do, okay? So that's number 3. They'll drive you to the point of insanity, and then they can say, see, she's nuts. Or they won't put it that way. They'll go, I know, I try everything, and blah, 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 blah. which is number 4. They'll say, I try to help guide her to a peaceful place. I just love her so much. I'm worried about her. They'll say this to your people, like throughout the relationship, different points, whenever there's an opportunity, so that they present themselves as a caring person who's trying to nurture you. I know, I try. She has that temper. Like, whatever it is that they try to say, it's behind your back usually, and they're going to paint themselves as your savior. So that painting themselves as their savior and saying behind your back, I try to help her, blah, blah, blah. That's number 4. Number 5, they'll tell on you. Big tattletale. Big tattletale. Share your business. Say something you told them in confidence. Not only are they going to figure out a way to tell the person that you told them, they're going to add more quietly and make that person mad at you. Now, some friends may fight back. There will be some solid people in your corner, and they'll say, you can't say that about her. I've seen it happen. And then other people will say, really? I always had a feeling she was like that. And they're very cunning. Remember, the narcissist, they're very manipulative, and it's calculated, and they're charming. And they can convince somebody that might be peripherally in your life, but close enough to have an impact on other people close in your life. They'll maybe convince them. And they'll say, you know, she told me about your divorce with so-and-so. She was saying that, oh yeah, it could be anything. Think of an example in your own life, but they'll tattletale on you. So anything you share with them, be careful, because that's going to be used to set up later a smear campaign. Because now they're going to, when they go to tell that person something bad about you, the person's going to believe them because you talked bad about them, even though you never did. Or maybe you said something in confidence, but it wasn't bad. It was just you thought this was your partner and you could share something. I don't know what the example is, but that's an awful thing to do. Number 6, they act so over the top charming to you around people that people can't imagine that anything is awry with the narcissist. So when they go to smear you, people are drawn in. Anyone would be lucky to be so worshipped. I can't believe she just threw you out. Can't she see how you worshipped her? Can't she see what you did for her? Can't she see? Why would she leave you? Any girl would be lucky to have you. You doted on her. Because in front of people, when they're not whispering, doing things like that, but in front of people, when people are paying attention, they're treating you to the point of goodness that it makes other people want it. And then they are quick to realize, oh my God, she just didn't appreciate you. It's all calculated from day one. Yeah, that's number 6. Number 7, they'll flat out lie and tell someone you said something that you never said and that makes you sound crazy, evil, or nuts. My ex-narcissist had a friend of his believing that I said my narcissist slept with his wife. Oh yeah, the couple thinks I'm nuts to this day, I'm sure. This is over a year ago. Oh yeah, it was a whole big thing. I said, I never said that. What are you talking about? That's a huge lie, flat out lie. That couple, they never recovered from it. They thought I said that my ex-narcissist slept with his wife or wanted to sleep with his wife or whatever. How could anyone get past that and remain friends with somebody who they think thinks that? And the narcissist had a lot of alone time. Those were his friends. So he flat out convinced them of that. That I thought that I felt that. A mother of 2. Married for years. I'm going to say that about somebody. That's a terrible thing to say. That's a terrible thing to have that thought. To have that thought about another person's that's not a nice thing to do to somebody. So with all of these things, they set you up. So when the smear campaign starts and they talk bad about you, all of these things lead the audience that they set up for 10 years, 30 years, 9 months, 4 days, however long you're with them, they've set up an audience to receive the smear campaign. and to believe them. So they've set it up ahead of time. These are all little things they can do to set it up ahead of time. So keep your eye out when they're doing things like this, and keep your eye out during your relationship, because all of these incidents are about the calculated idea in their head that later on they're going to need these people in this audience for them to make them believe that you're nuts, because they can't take responsibility for the relationship going south. They can't do it. So you will be to blame for everything, and they'll use all of these things to tell people that she's nuts, she's crazy, she has a temper. You saw. Oh yeah, we saw, but we didn't see what was happening behind the scenes. The audience, they didn't see what was happening, but what he was whispering to you, doing when they weren't looking. Stay alert. Stay alert. Okay, bye.